Hello friends, Kurt Berglund with a new baseball sim coming to my table and to your video stream tonight. It is Fall Classic Baseball, and I want to show you a little bit about what you get with the game. This is not an unboxing video because I have already unboxed all of the contents. I think we've discussed this before. You can't do an unboxing video if the box is already opened. Can't do it. Nope. So, I'm going to show you the elements that you get with Fall Classic so that you're a little bit familiar with them in case you're thinking about making a purchase. There's a couple things. First, on the Fall Classic Baseball website, there is a complete game walkthrough that you can download. It's like, I don't know, 80 pages or something that you can click through and see how an entire game develops. The roles, looking at the cards, looking at the charts, and getting the outcomes for both teams for a full game. I think it's the 2011 Tigers and Giants or something. It doesn't even matter because it's a great teaching piece on the Fall Classic Baseball website. You can click on it and walk through an entire game and get a really good feel for how the game works. The other thing you can download right off their website for free is the instruction manual. And that's what this is. I want to show you some pieces of that before we get to the ball game, so that you know what you're getting, and if you download it, what it is that you're looking at. Alright, some of my pages are out of sequence, but we're going to take a minute now and kind of go through how the game comes together a little bit, and then we'll get our demo game started. So here we go. Alright, this is the cover page for your instruction booklet. There's a few pages of introduction, very easy reading, and then you get into the charts. Now there are a few pages of charts, or you can get fast action cards that'll take care of a lot of this for you. There is a 54 chart. This chart is real important. There's another version of it that is called a Fall Classic Easy Runner Advanced chart. These condense the longer charts into a page. So they're very handy, and the designers of the game put that together very nicely. Then you get to look at the different out and hit outcomes depending upon each base runner situation. So here's base is empty, here's runner on first, and then the hits start. Out chart, hit chart, out chart, hit chart, and it goes through. But again, these are an excellent resource for you, but if you're coming back to use something like the Easy Runner Advanced chart that I showed you, or this chart, the Fall Classic Baseball Quick Outs chart, you can use these, and for the most part, you will not need to refer to the other pages unless you're like me and you're learning how the game kind of flows. So these two pages, or at least one of them, are important to have handy when you're playing the game. Then there's 5 other sheets that, if you're like me, as you're learning the game, could be helpful. This is a 54 chart, which deals a little bit with rare plays, pass balls, wild pitches. This is really the rare play. Exotic error stuff. Unusual errors. This you probably won't need. The generic batter cards we'll talk in a later program. This is your strategy chart, hit and run and bunting, but again, it's very easy to master this. This is important. It's the defense chart. Maybe the third or fourth most important page they give you. And we'll look at when this comes up. Let's do that now. You may have seen this on other videos. This is the batter-pitcher interaction for Fall Classic. And we'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see it better. In Fall Classic, this is not a 50-50 game, so when you roll on Fall Classic, you are rolling first of all to see if the outcome is going to be on the hitter's chart, and if it's not, it spins out into the pitcher's chart. If the roll can be accounted for by something that is written on this chart, you follow it. On this card, you follow it. But where you see blanks, then it spins to the pitcher's card, and you look there for the outcome. 2d6s are your deciders on this game, and you need a d20. The d20 determines where the hits typically end up. And I'm going to use blue and white on the video tonight to help you kind of see. We'll read the blue die first. The white die is the ones die. The blue die is the first die. The white die is the second number on these cards. You roll all three at the same time. So we'll do one sample roll, and then we'll get the game started. There are, by the way, ballpark cards, and every player is carded ad nauseum. So even guys that, unless you are the most diehard of diehard replayers, there's even guys you will never use. So you certainly get all the cards. All right, so let's look at the starting lineups. The teams playing in our game tonight are the 1961 Cleveland Indians, and they are the visiting team, and they will be taking on the 1961 Chicago White Sox. The White Sox and the Indians never get love on our channels, and so let's give them some love, give them some airtime tonight. The Indians were 78 and 83 in 1981. Jimmy Dykes was their manager for all but one game. He must have got whacked in late September. And the home team, Al Lopez, 86 and 76 for the Chicago White Sox. And naturally, these White Sox teams were good ones, late 50s, early 60s to mid 60s. Until the wheels kind of fell off in 68 and 69, but they were a very competitive ball club. So we've got two basically even teams. They're within 8 games of each other in the standings, and should be a good game tonight. We'll look at the starting lineups. Leading off for the Indians, Tito Francona will play left field. I made the lineups, and I know what that means, and so do you, my friends. So do you. When I do not use the as-played lineups, heads explode all over this great land of ours. But I'm doing it anyway. This is not a replay of any particular game. These are just lineups I came up with. So Tito Francona leads off in left field. Jimmy Pearsall bats second in center field. Willie Kirkland bats third in right field. John Romano bats fourth, and he'll do the catching. Former White Sox, actually. Woody Held bats fifth, he'll play short. Vic Power bats sixth, he'll play first base. Johnny Temple bats seventh, he'll play second base. And Bubba Phillips, another former White Sox, will bat 8th and play 3rd. On the mound, it's Mudcat Grant for the Cleveland Indians. Mudcat went 15-9 in 35 starts, 11 complete games for the 1961 Indians. All right, for your homestanding Chicago White Sox, leading off in left field, Minnie Minoso. Batting second at second base, Nellie Fox. Batting third at first base, Roy Sievers. Batting fourth in right field, Floyd Robinson. Batting fifth behind the plate, Sherm Lawler. Batting sixth in center field, Jim Landis. Batting seventh at third base, Al Smith. And batting eighth at shortstop, it's Louis Aparicio. On the mound, Early Wynn, the portly one. He was 8-2 in 16 starts, 5 complete games in 1961, in a frenzy to get his 300th win, which he did not achieve in 61. All right, so I think we're ready to go. See how this turns out. I have played a few games of Fall Classic, and I think we're ready to launch this baby. See what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more Fall Classic on my channel. Here we go. Tito Francona steps in the batter's box against Early Wynn. All right, here we go. All right, so this is, we're reading the blue die first, so it's a 63. We'll worry about the D20 in a minute. We look on the batter's card, there is no outcome. So instead, oh, and you know what I forgot to do? Gotta remember this 17. We're gonna come back to that, but I gotta do this. This determines if Early Wynn's having a good night, an average night, or a bad night with his stuff. And he's having a good night. We'll do the same for Mudcat Grant. And he's having a good night as well. So maybe we're headed for a pitcher's duel. This is our column. We rolled a 17, I remember that, on the D20. And 63. So we're going to look at the out column and then 17. All right. So what does that do? What does the 17 tell us? Well, the D20s tell us where the outs go. So we look at our chart and 17, see the 7 there on a 17. The 7 is a left field flyout because the 7, when you're scoring a game, is left field, so they're trying to tip you off there. And that's how the outs work. But we'll be going through that so you feel comfortable with that. So Tito Francona flies out to left field on the first play of the game, and we are underway. Here comes Jimmy Pearsall. 64, another blank on Pearsall's card. It's an out F on Early Wynn's card. And F tells us we have a fly ball pitcher. So this becomes a fly out to left field on Wynn's card, and that is Pearsall's at bat. Now it's Kirkland. 2 outs, nobody aboard. The pitch from Early Wynn is a 23, so it's an out result on Kirkland's card. We look at the 17 on the out chart, and sure enough, one more time, we have a left field flyout because of that 7 scoring the flyout to left. And so Minnie Minoso for the White Sox ties a record held by many. He makes all 3 putouts in the inning. And the Indians do not score in the first. We go to the bottom of the first with no score at Chicago's Comiskey Park. All right, so now it's Mudcat Grant. And he will be taking on Minnie Minoso Nellie Fox and Roy Sievers in the bottom of the first. Remember, we rolled an A column for him, so he's got good stuff tonight. We'll see if that matters. All right, the pitch to Minoso is a 62. That's a blank on his card. So we look at Mudcat Grant. Hey, struck him out, and there's one gone in the top of the first. Good start for Mudcat. Here comes Nellie Fox, the 1959 American League MVP. The pitch is a 13 with a 9 on the D20. A 13 is an out X. The X tells us that that's a double play if it's possible. But there's nobody aboard. So this is a, so you got the 3 as the second number. So in this case, with a left-handed batter up, a 13 ground ball to first base, and that will be taken by Vic Power unassisted, and there's 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Here comes Roy Sievers. Bill Veck's trade after the 1959 season to add some juice to the lineup. 22 is a base hit for Sievers. 2 out single for Roy, and now it's Floyd Robinson coming to the plate. Grant the stretch, and the pitch to Floyd is a 13. That'll be an out rating with a 7. But I bet you can guess what the 7 will be. That's a fly out to left field, because that's how you score a game. So Tito Francona comes in a few steps and makes the catch, and that retires the White Sox in the first inning. We go to the second with no score. This is Fall Classic Baseball premiere on my channel. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of it. All right. John Romano, Woody Held, Vic Power coming up for the Indians in the second. The pitch to Romano, 55, is hit hard, and that's hit deep, and that's going to be extra bases. Down the line in left field, Minoso's got to go get it, and he's gonna, and Romano's got a leadoff double for the Indians. Now it's Woody Held, shortstop, who had some pop, and then something happened. I don't know what, but he's still in the had some pop. 23 homers, 69 walks in 146 games. The pitch from Early Win to Woody Held is a 36. That's a blank on Held's card. The 36 is a fly ball out, and that's going to go to Minoso in left. And that's out number 1. Now it's Vic Power. Win the stretch, the pitch. 24 is a hit by pitch 1. It's not a hit by pitch because Win has a -2. The 1 makes it a -1. Still doesn't happen. So Early mustn't have dotted too many people, although that was not his reputation. Okay, so we have an out on 24. So our D20 is an 18. And that's going to be to center field, and that will retire Vic Power. All right, with 2 outs, coming to the plate now, Johnny Temple, the Indians' second baseman. He hit 276 and 61. Win the stretch, and the pitch, trying to score Romano with 2 outs. It's a 54, and we got the 54 chart. Wouldn't you know, we get the 54 chart. Okay. So, first thing we do is we see there are men on base right here. So we're going to re-roll our D20. It's a 6. Wild pitch or pass ball. Use only the original D20 to determine if it's a wild pitch or pass ball. And I don't remember what it was. So we're going to use the 6. If the D20 falls within the pitcher's wild pitch rating, then the ball gets by the catcher and the runners advance. It does not. Win is a 1-3 on the wild pitch. All right, now we check the catcher's pass ball number. And that is a 1, so it doesn't fall in there. And the batter gets a reroll. All right, so we got no wild pitch, no pass ball. Temple gets another shot, and Romano is still at second base with 2 outs. 53. Okay, now we got the defense chart. We got the 15 there. Defense chart is right here. We're going to look at column 53, which is a range check. Get to the kitchen. For the love of God, I smell gas. Oh, my God, we're going to die. All right, so we re-roll all 3 dice for the range check. It's a 21. That is a check on the center fielder with a potential double, and that's Jim Landis. Now, on a range check, if the D20 is less than or equal to the range rating of the fielder, he's going to get there. Jim Landis's range, as you can see on his card, is a 12. We rolled a 13. Jim Landis does not get there. Now we figure out what happened. It's a double with a plus. Double stars with a plus. All right. Our key tells us batter save at second, all runners advance 3 bases. So Johnny Temple has hit a run-scoring double that brings home Romano with the first run of the ball game. And now Temple is in scoring position for Bubba Phillips. The White Sox third baseman in their World Series year of 59. Win facing his former teammate Temple at second. 2 outs, the pitch to Bubba. All right, there it goes to left and deep. Minnie Minoso to the wall, and Bubba Phillips has just taken early win to Lake Michigan. It's 3-0 Indians. That's not going to make Early happy. So, with 2 outs, a double by Temple that scores Romano, and then a home run to left by Bubba Phillips. 3-0 Cleveland. In the top of the second, here's Mudcat Grant. Batting ninth, the pitch. 23 is an out with an X, so we got a double play, but we don't because it's not a double play situation. The 1 tells us that that is a comebacker to Early win because that's how you score a baseball game. 1-3. So that's the 3rd out in the second inning. The Indians get 3 runs on 3 hits and don't leave anybody after an inning and a half. Those pesky Indians have a lead of 3-0. Here come the White Sox. It's Sherm Lawler, Jim Landis, Al Smith. 5, 6, 7 coming up for Chicago in the second. Mudcat Grant, the pitch. 24. Hit by pitch if it's 1-11. It's not. It's a 17. So we have an out. The 7 we already know is hit to left. Under it is Francona, and there's 1 gone. Rolling a lot of 17s tonight. I don't know what that's about. Jim Landis up. Center fielder. Pitch from Grant is a 21. That's an out. It's an 18. Bet you can guess where that's going. Center field under it is Pearsall. And there's 2 gone. And here comes Al Smith. Mudcat Grant, the pitch. 65. All right. Now, we check the pitcher's card. Sometimes there's an adjustment here. But we're checking the pitcher's card for a home run. So we come here. We have a home run 1-11. We rolled an 18. That's going to be a fly out. We'll give it to Pearsall, and that will retire the side. We go to the third, and it's 3-0 Cleveland. This is a very fun game. Moves fast. It's intuitive. I'm sure I'm making mistakes, but we'll get there. Let me know if you want to see more of this on the channel. Francona, Pearsall, and Kirkland, 1-2-3 for Cleveland in the third. Pitch to Tito is a 56. That's a blank. We go to Early Wins card. That's a strikeout. Hey, struck him out. That's number 1 for Early. Pearsall's 0 for 1. He stands in there now against Wynn. 41, that's a blank on Pearsall's card. We look on Early Wins card, and he draws a walk. 1 out, 1 on for Willie Kirkland. Later on, became a really good pinch hitter. But here, he's a 27 home run, 95 RBI guy for Cleveland in 61. Win the stretch, the pitch. It's a 52. We got to check. First thing we gotta do is to check Wynn's strikeout number, which I didn't do before. Got a 1-4. That's a 10. It's not a strikeout. So now we go to the defense chart. 52 on the defense chart. This is not a range check. We don't have to go to the kitchen. It's an error check. Nobody smells gas. Mom can settle down. We're going to re-roll our dice and see who might make an error. 24 is the third baseman. That's Al Smith playing out of position at third base. All right. So we rolled a 6. That's our number to check the error. The 2d6s tell us who to look for. This tells us, did the error happen? Al Smith at third base has an error rating of an 8. If the D20 is less than or equal to the error rating of the fielder, then he makes an error. Well, he did. And there's 2 asterisks. This is a 2-base error on Al Smith. So what that does, he must have launched it into the lower boxes after fielding that grounder at third. So now Pearsall's at third, Kirkland is at second, and Early Win is in another jam, and I'm going to get some action going in the White Sox bullpen because I have a feeling Early's got an appointment with a buffet line somewhere. And so I'm going to get Russ Kemmerer throwing in the White Sox bullpen. Kirkland's on second. Pearsall's on first. There's 1 out. I'm also going to bring the White Sox infield in. Romano is up. Win the stretch and the pitch. 31. That's a blank. 31 on Wynn's card is a single. Now, how do we know what happens? Well, we come to our easy runner advance chart. Our D20 is a 3. And we have a 1-base advance. F runner on, well, this would be on first or on second. So it's a single to left. And F runner on second is going to advance 2 bases. So Pearsall is going to score. It's 4-0 Cleveland. And now we have to check Kirkland's speed. Willie's F. He's going to score. And it's 5-0 Cleveland on a 2-run single by Romano. And now Early Win is in a heap of trouble. All right. So now it's going to be held with Romano on first and 1 out. Win the stretch and the pitch. It's a 23. That's an out with an X. We got a 20. This is a line out. Okay, so the white die tells us where it's going. Actually, we're going to use the blue die for that. It's a comeback or a line shot snagged by Early Win. Now if I roll a 2, he doubles them off, but he doesn't. All right. So with 2 outs, it's Ted Power. Yeah, I'm bringing in relievers from the Cincinnati Reds. Early Win the stretch. He checks Romano at first, and the pitch home is a 61. This is an out on Power's card. It's an 8. And just like you might guess, this is a fly ball to center field. Landis is there, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So a 2-run third for the Indians on 1 hit. They leave 1. And after 2.5, it's 5-0 Cleveland. Aparicio then Win, and then the top with Minnie Minoso, but I think we're going to be hitting for Early Win and get Russ Kemmerer in the game. Mudcat Grant winds and delivers to Aparicio, and there's a base hit. Louis aboard. I'm not playing the automatic steals because that drives me nuts. I want to choose when my runners are stealing. I don't want the game to choose it for me. So this is not... So the plus would normally mean that we have an automatic steal, but I'm not using them. Now it's Early Win, and now it's going to be a pinch hitter for the White Sox starting pitcher. He went 3 innings. He allowed 4 hits. He walked 1. He struck out 1. He allowed 5 runs, but only 3 were earned. And now it's pinch hitter time. And I'm going to go with Billy Goodman. So Goodman will hit for Win, and Kemmerer will come on and do the pitching in the 4th. Mudcat Grant the stretch. He checks Aparicio at first, but Louis can't try and steal when you're down 5 runs. The pitch is a 56. That's nothing on Goodman's card. Hey, struck him out on Mudcat Grant's card. And there's 1 gone in the 3rd. Now it's Minoso, 0 for 1. 44. Base hit Minnie Minoso. White Sox have something going. We rolled a 7 on the D20. This is a single. It's a single to left. Now, if Tito Francona's arm is weak, then Aparicio is going to take 3rd on him. And his arm is average, so he'll stop at 2nd. So it's Aparicio at 2nd, Minoso at 1st. There's 1 out. And it's Nellie Fox. Mudcat Grant the stretch, and the delivery is a 14. That's an out. I rolled a 10. So we check here. It's a 1. It's a line out to left. Runner on 3rd tags up and scores, but there's no runner on 3rd. 2 down. And now it's Seavers. Grant the stretch. The pitch home is a 12. He walked him. The bases are now dripping with White Sox in the bottom of the third. 2 outs. Floyd Robinson with a chance to do some major damage. Left-handed batting right fielder. Grant the stretch. Checks all those White Sox runners. And the pitch to Floyd is a 45. That's nothing. 45 here. It's a fly ball out. And that's going to go to right field. Under it is Kirkland, and he puts it away for out number 3. So the Sox threaten in the third, but do not score. They leave the bases dripping. Go to the fourth. It's 5-0 Indians. Let's tell you about Russ Kemmerer. He's a right-hander. He pitched in 47 games, had 2 starts in 1961. He can face 12 hitters in relief. 2 saves with a 3-3 record. 97 innings of work. He'll face Temple, Phillips, and Mudcat Grant. 7-8-9 in the fourth. The pitch to Johnny Temple. That's a blank. Oh, 15 is what we rolled. Got to remember that. Russ Kemmerer is having an average day. So it's a 45. It's an out. We got a 15. And the 5 tells us that's a ground ball to third base. Gloved by Al Smith. And he fires to Roy Sievers for out number 1. Bubba Phillips up. Homered last time up in the second. 2-run job. 55 is going to be extra bases for Phillips. It's going to get in the gap and split Landis and Minoso. Look at Bubba taking it out on his former team. Mudcat Grant comes to the plate. I'll show you how a bunt works in Fall Classic Baseball right now. First, we look at the sacrifice hit rating for Mudcat Grant. It's a 5. We roll 2 D6s. I roll them at the same time. You might not want to do that, but I do it. I'm a rebel. I was born on the streets. All right, so here's the first one. Is the D6 less than or equal to the batter's rating on the first roll? Yes, he gets the bunt down. Now, we see if it's a good sacrifice. I use this number to tell which position it goes to, so it's bunted at Al Smith. The second roll is 6. It's popped up, so we roll again. And it's not a double play, so he pops up to Al Smith, and Smith makes the catch on the bunt. 2 outs. Phillips at second. Francona up now with a chance to drive in a run with 2 outs. Kemmerer the stretch. Checks Phillips. The pitch. It's a 51. So we check Kemmerer's strikeout number, and it's a strikeout because it falls between 1 and 2. We rolled a 1. And hey, struck him out, and that retires the Indians in the fourth. Go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-0 Cleveland. Mudcat Grant had a rocky third, but he got out of it. Sherm Lawler, Jim Landis, Al Smith coming up in the White Sox fourth. The pitch to Sherm. Okay, 63, blank. 63 here, out. 18 tells us center field fly ball, and that's caught by Jimmy Pearsall. 1 down in the fourth. Jim Landis up. 46, ballpark. 17. All right, so we look at the White Sox ballpark card. Jim Landis is a right-handed batter. We come down here. Stretch single to a double or an out at second base. It's fielded by the left fielder, and that's Francona. His arm number is a 2. And here we go. He got him. Single for Landis, and Francona makes a perfect strike to Johnny Temple, who applies the tag and tags out Landis. Where he was going down 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th, I don't know. 2 outs, it's Al Smith. Al's 0 for 1. The pitch, 15. It's an out, 15. On the D20, tells us it's grounded to third base. That's Bubba Phillips. He fires to Vic Power, and that retires the the White Sox in the 4th. We go to the 5th. 5-0 Cleveland. Kemmerer is out for inning number 2. He'll face Pearsall, Kirkland, and Romano, 2, 3, 4. Pitch to Jim is a 21. That's an out. 7. Goes to left. Under it, Minoso, and there's 1 down. Rolling a lot of 7s and 17s. Kirkland up, 0 for 2 with a run scored. The pitch to Willie. 51. Could be a defense check, but first we have to look at Kemmerer's strikeout number. It's a 4, not in the range, so it is a defense check. It's a 51. That is an error check. So we have to re-roll all 3 dice. 62 is a shortstop error check with a 3 up. All right, Louis Aparicio, what's your error number? He's an 8. The 3 is less than an 8, so that's an E6. And that's a 1 base error. So Kirkland's aboard for the 2nd time on an error. The first time Al Smith booted it. This time Louis Aparicio did a clank job. Romano's up, 2 hits, double, single, run scored, 2 ribbies. Kemmerer the stretch. The pitch to Romano is a 56, blank on Romano's card. Hey, struck him out on Kemmerer's card. 2 strikeouts. Broccoli, cauliflower medley. Gas. Woody held, 0 for 2. Kirkland still at first with 2 outs. The pitch, 51. Defense, but gotta check Kemmerer's strikeout number to 16. No. All right, so now we re-roll on the defense chart. We know that a 51 is an error check because we just did one on Louis Aparicio. And we'll see if the White Sox continue their iron-gloved ways. Okay, 21 is an exotic error. All right. So exotic errors, we have to look at a new chart. Shortstop exotic error. To do this, we look at where the runners are. Kirkland's on first. It's a real bad throw to second base by the shortstop. Runner to third. He scores if the right fielder makes a bad throw home. We roll a D20 versus the E rating. After the throw, the batter goes to third. All right, there's a lot there. So Aparicio throws it over Nellie Fox's head. Not that that was difficult to do, mind you, but the throw then goes into right field. Yeah, I made a short joke. That's right, I made a short joke. Okay, the error rating on Floyd Robinson is a 2. So if I roll a 1 or a 2 here, Kirkland is safe at home. If I roll anything else, Floyd Robinson guns him down. Floyd Robinson guns him down. Aparicio makes his second error of the inning. Robinson goes and chases the ball down, fires it to Sherm Lawler, who applies the tag to the sliding Kirkland, and that will retire the side. So, we're halfway through this one, and it's 5-0 Cleveland. Aparicio, Kemmerer, and Minoso coming up for the White Sox. Aparicio's one for one. Pitch to Louis is a 14. That's an out. We got a 16. The 16 is a ground ball to shortstop, as you might guess, from the 6. And Woody held, plants, and throws to Vic Power to retire Aparicio. There's one gone. Now it's Kemmerer, but yeah, what the heck? We'll let Russ hit. We'll have some fun. Here's Russ's hitter card. Most of these guys, well, actually I think all of them in this time period had their own hitting card. Modern players in the American League don't always get it. Grant lines and delivers, and uh-oh, this is crushed by Kemmerer, and it's over Pearsall's head. And it's going to be extra bases. Russ with a double. He's in scoring position with one out for Minoso. Minnie, 1 for 2. Grant the stretch. The pitch is a 32. That's a blank on Minoso's card. It's an out, but now let's see what happens. It's a 3. Right-handed batter, Minoso is, yes. Ground ball third, that's Bubba Phillips. It says runner on third holds if not forced to run. There's nobody on third. Bases full, out at home, other runners advance. I don't think so. I'm holding Kemmerer at second because it was hit in front of him. So with 2 outs, there's still a man at second with Nellie Fox up. Nellie 0 for 2. Grant the stretch and the pitch. It's a 55. That's a base hit. It's a 6, so we'll see where it goes on the single. Goes to right field. Drops in front of Willie Kirkland. Around third comes Kemmerer, and it'll be 5-1 now on the RBI single by Nellie Fox. The Sox are on the board. In case you're wondering, Mudcat Grant's stamina is 33 batters faced, and he has faced 20 to this point. 2 outs, Fox at first, Seaver's up. See if Grant can get himself out of this. Seaver's 1 for 1 with a walk. The pitch is a 62. It's a blank on Seaver's card. It's not blank on Mudcat's card. Hey, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Grant. He gets out of the 5th. The Sox get 1 on 2 hits and leave 1. After 5 complete, it's 5-1 Cleveland. For the Indians in the 6th, it's Power, Temple, and Phillips, 6, 7, 8. Kemmerer, 12 batters. He's faced 8. 64 is an out. 9, as you might guess, is a fly ball to right. Under it is Floyd Robinson, 4 out, number 1. Now it's Johnny Temple, 1 for 2, double, run scored, ribby. 65, homer check, but Temple only hit 3 homers in 129 games, so it's a -8. It knocks Kemmerer's home run rating down to 1-3. We rolled a 10, and so that's going to be a fly ball to left. Under it is Minoso for out number 2. And here comes Bubba Phillips with Grant on deck. Bubba is 2 for 2. 2-run homer and a double. Pitch to Bubba is a 13. That's an out. It's a 5. Ground ball, Al Smith. He throws to Severs, and it's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Kemmerer. After 5.5, it's 5-1 Cleveland at Comiskey Park. In the 6th, it'll be Robinson, Lawler, and Landis, 4-5-6 for Chicago as they try and climb back into this one. Floyd is 0 for 2. The pitch. 46, that's a ballpark. All right, we got a left-handed batter up. Floyd Robinson's a left-handed batter. We rolled a 13. He popped it up. Foul territory. Bubba Phillips takes it for out number 1. Sherm Lawler 0 for 2. 24. He dotted him. Hit by pitch. Lawler goes down to first with 1 out. Now it's Landis. Grant hasn't been flawless, but he's been effective. Landis is 1 for 2. The pitch to Jim. 42 is nothing. 42 on Grant's card is ball 4. 2 on with 1 out. And that's getting close to bullpen time for the Indians. Dick Stigman going to start to throw in the Indians bullpen, a left-hander. Al Smith at the plate, 1 out. Lawler at second, Landis at first. 0 for 2 for Smith on the day. Aparicio on deck. The pitch. 41 is a blank. 41 is ball 4. He walked him. The bases are dripping with White Sox again. And we're closing in on Mudcat Grant's stamina. He has now faced 25 batters. They're loaded, and the infield is going to play at double play depth for Aparicio. So Louis can make contact. There may be a run for the White Sox here. 1 for 2 for Louis. Kemmerer, the secret weapon offensively, is in the on-deck circle. The pitch. And this is trouble. It's a base hit for Aparicio. chopped off Grant's glove. Rolls toward Woody held. Aparicio's going to beat it out. Everybody's going to be safe. It's an infield hit. It's 5-2. Kemmerer is being called back to the dugout, even though he's been the most effective White Sox offensive player in the game. Al Lopez wants a pinch hitter. And it's going to be J.C. Martin. So Martin to hit for Kemmerer in the 6th. The bases are loaded. There's one out. Landis at third, Smith at second, Aparicio at first. J.C. hit .230 in 1961. And, of course, we're 8 years before J.C. Martin's baseball claim to fame happens in the 1969 World Series. All right, so Dick Stigman is still working in that Indian bullpen. They're hoping Mudcat can get out of this. Double play depth for the infield. There's one out. The pitch from Grant to Martin is a 51. Check the strikeout number. It's a 17. It does not fall in Grant's strikeout number. So we're going to do an error check. The error check is right here. 51. 33. It's hit to first base, and that's a 9. So it's hit at Vic Power, probably the best defender on the Cleveland team, with the exception maybe of Pearsall. So Vic Power, I'm sure, has an error rating less than 9. Like I said, Vic Power, it's okay. At second, he's got a 15. At first, he's got a 6. All right. Now, that's a 33. Okay, so the putout is made with runners on base. The bases are loaded. Vic Powers throwing home to Romano, who gets the force. J.C. Martin reaches on the fielder's choice. The Sox don't score on this sequence. The bases are still loaded. Everybody moves up. Landis is out at the plate. Smith now at third. Aparicio at second. And Martin is at first. And now the top of the order will face Grant. It's still 5-2 Cleveland. If Minoso can hit one over the head of the infielders, the Sox will be back in it. Grant, the stretch. The pitch to Minnie is a 56. That's a blank. 56. Hey, struck him out, and that's number 4 for Grant. It's an ugly 6th inning. The Sox get one run on one hit. It's 5-2. As we go to the 7th. New White Sox pitcher coming. Going to be Warren Hacker, a right-hander. 42 games, 57 innings, a 3-3 record with 8 saves. So Hacker will bat 9th. Let's see what kind of stuff he's got. It's a 1, so he's an A. He's got good stuff today. And he'll face Grant, Francona, and Pearsall. 9-1-2 for Cleveland in the 7th. Pitch to Grant from Hacker is a 51. A 6 is not in his range for a strikeout. So we go to the error chart. Getting a lot of those. 16 exotic error charts. Catcher. Empty. Sherm Lawler just launched it down the first base line. It's a 2-base error on... It's a 2-base error on Lawler. As Grant gets to second, that is the 4th White Sox error of the evening, and we're only in the 7th. Francona up. Hacker the stretch, the pitch to Tito. 41, that's nothing. 41 here, that's an out. It's a 3. Where's my chart? Francona was a left-handed batter, so he grounds that one to Severs, who's going to take it himself to the bag as Grant advances to third with 1 out. Sox infield comes in, of course, and Pearsall is up. Hacker the stretch. Jim is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. The pitch. 65 minus 4. So that knocks Hacker's home run number down to a 10. We rolled a 16. It's to left. It's deep, but it's not deep enough as Minoso's going to make the catch. Is there going to be a tag? Let's look. So that's Minoso's arm that we're checking. It's weak. Pearsall's average. The only chance to get him is to roll a 1. Grant is tagging and trying to score. He does. On the sacrifice fly by Pearsall. Now it'll be Kirkland with 2 outs in the 7th and nobody aboard against Hacker. The error does come home to Hurts. Pitch to Kirkland's a 61. That's nothing. It's a strikeout. Hey, broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. The Indians get 1 in the 7th on no hits. The White Sox with their 4th error. It's 6-2 Cleveland as it's time to stretch them out in Chicago. Grant close to his fatigue number. 28. He's got 4 guys. How many? My friends, there's 3 kinds of people. Those that can do math and those that cannot. And Grant's really close to his fatigue. We'll just say that. Fox, 1 for 3 with a ribby. 6-2 Cleveland. White Sox have some work to do. It's a 56. That's an out number. It's a 12. Popped it up. Under it is Bubba Phillips, and he's going to take it for out number 1. Now it's Severs. Roy, 1 for 2 with a walk. The pitch. 63, that's blank. 63 for Grant, that's an out. Popped it up again. That's Woody held, and that's 2 down. Floyd Robinson 0 for 3. 51, it's an 11, not in his strikeout zone. So we're going to do an error check. '63, shortstop, Woody held. That's a 2, that's a low number. That's not good news for Cleveland. And there he is. His error number is an 8. The 2 is less than an 8. That makes it an error. E6. This has been an artistic nightmare. That's the 5th error of the game, and now it'll be Lawler. Stigman up again in the Cleveland bullpen. 0 for 2 for Sherm. He got dotted in the 6th and scored a run. The pitch, 35, that's blank. 35, that's going to be an out on an 11. Comebacker. Gloved by Grant, takes a few steps toward Power and flips him the ball. And that retires the White Sox in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's 6-2 Cleveland. Hacker out for inning number 2. He can face 9 batters before fatigue might kick in. And Romano 2 for 3. Then held, then Power. 4, 5, 6. Top of the 8th. 24. Not an out. Not a hit by pitch. And so that is grounded to short. Aparicio gloves it and throws to Severs for out number 1. Woody held up. Woody's 0 for 3. 44 is a base hit. Held is on with a single. That's going to get more action in the White Sox bullpen just in case they decide to score some runs. It's going to be Turk Lone throwing their closer. And Power is up 0 for 3 for Vic. 21 is an out on Power's card. That's a 15. Ground ball Smith. Go to Fox for 1. The relay to Severs. Not in time. Not in time. Power beats the rap at first. Held is retired 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Smith didn't have quite enough arm to do that. And Temple is up 1 for 3. The pitch from Hacker. 22 is going to be a base hit. That is a single. Power is going to go to third, and it'll be Phillips. First and third. Hacker trying to get out of the 8th. 2 down. Grant on deck. The pitch to Bubba. 14, that's an out. It's an 11. Comebacker. Gloved by Hacker. He tosses it to Severs. And that retires the Indians, who threaten but don't score in the 8th. After 7.5, it's 6-2 Cleveland. Grant will face Landis, Smith, and Aparicio, 6, 7, 8 in the White Sox 8th. Getting late. New relievers working for Cleveland. Frank Funk and Bob Allen, lefty-righty double-barrel action, just the way I like it in the bullpen. Jimmy Dykes is going to let Grant go further. Landis 1 for 2 with a walk. The pitch, he dotted him. Second hit batter by Grant. And one more base runner, and he's going to be fatigued. Smith. 0 for 2 with a walk. The pitch, Blank on Smith's card. It's a fly ball out on Grant's card. That's going to left. Francona will make the catch, and there's one down. Aparicio up. He's 2 for 3 with a ribby. On deck is Hacker, but nobody believes it. The pitch from Grant is blank on Aparicio. It's an out on Grant. It's a 17. It's hit to left. It's one more chance for Francona, and there's 2 down. Pinch hitter coming for Hacker. It's Frank Bauman, a reserve outfielder. No, he's not. He's a pitcher. What am I doing? Actually, he hits better than anybody left on the bench. It's going to be Al Pilarczyk, who Frank Bauman definitely hits better than. Al Pilarczyk is a backup outfielder. He's pinch hitting here in the 8th. He's a left-handed batter. He hit 177. I said 177. Grant with one more pitch. He's out of the 8th. Landis at first. 2 men out. The pitch to Pilarczyk. It's to right and deep. Pilarczyk just took Grant out 1-9. I rolled a 7. Pilarczyk with a 2-run bomb, and it's 6-4. 6-4 Cleveland. That's going to do it for Grant, and all of a sudden the White Sox are back in it. Al Pilarczyk hasn't gone deep since T-ball, but he just did it in this game. Minnie Minoso coming up. Yowzers. And Jimmy Dykes, who doesn't want to get whacked before the end of the game, is calling on Frank Funk. Oh, boy. All right, so Funk is going to come on to face Minoso, but we're going to do a double switch here because he's due to lead off the 9th. And I can't take out Bubba Phillips because he's had too big of a night. So I'm taking... Oh, Temple's had a big one too. Yeah, I'm taking out Bubba. Bubba, you're hitting the pines. Mike De La Hoz is coming in. Funk will bat in the 8th spot. De La Hoz will bat 9th and play 3rd base, and Bubba Phillips' night is done. And so is Mudcat Grant. All right. So let's talk about Grant's numbers. 7 2/3, 8 hits. One of them was a homer. He walked 3. He dotted 2 people. They both scored. He allowed 4 runs, and they're all earned. He's in line for the win, but Funk needs to close it. Minoso's up with 2 outs in the 8th and nobody aboard. Funk winds and delivers. 13 is going to be an out, and the 6 tells us that's going to shortstop. Woody Held gloves it and throws to Vic Power, and that retires the White Sox in the 8th. So Funk extricates the Indians from that mess, but we're going to the 9th at 6-4 Cleveland. Gonna have a new White Sox pitcher. It's gonna be Turk Lone. Pilarczyk is heading for Rush Street. He's not waiting for the end of the ball game. So Lone is on. He was their closer in 61. He has average stuff tonight, so we'll be looking at his B column. De La Hoz will lead off, the new third baseman. Indians would love some insurance at 6-4, top of the ninth. All right, the pitch to Mike. 54, that's the 54 chart. I rolled a 10, there's nobody on. The bases are empty. Wilder charts, so I gotta re-roll. Foul pop-up down the line. Al Smith is fighting it. We're gonna see if he drops it. Gotta check his error number. Al Smith's error number is an 8. He hangs on. Al Smith has an adventure, but holds on to the pop-up, and De La Hoz is retired in the top of the ninth. Now it's Francona. 0 for 4 for Tito. The pitch. 21, that's an out. 16. Ground ball. Aparicio. He gloves it and throws to Severs for out number 2. Completing an 0 for 5 night for Tito. And here's Pearsall with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Jimmy is 0 for 3. The pitch, 53. Got to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. It's a ranch check. Here we go. 12, left field, 1. Gonna be caught by Minoso, and it is. His range is an 8. This is less than an 8. He's got it. That's out number 3 in the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Here it comes. 6-4 Cleveland. Frank Funk out to try and finish the job. Bottom of the ninth. He'll face Fox, Severs, and Robinson 2, 3, 4. There's not much left on the White Sox bench. In fact, there never was much on the White Sox bench. Pilarczyk is on Rush Street. All right, Fox, 1 for 4. The pitch to Nelly from Funk. It's blank. It's an out. It's an 8. It's hit to center, but not deep. Under it is Pearsall for out number 1. Funk is 2 outs away from a save for Mudcat Grant. Severs is 1 for 3. The pitch to Roy. 52, error check. But a 3. Funk struck him out. 2 down. Now it's Robinson 0 for 4. $35 blank, 35 out. It's a 4. It's grounded to Johnny Temple. He flips to Vic Power, and the Indians win 6-4. Let's give you the totals. Funk with a 4-out save for the victorious Indians. 6 runs on 7 hits. And they committed 1 error. For the White Sox, 4 runs on 8 hits, and they committed 4 errors. Yikes. The winning pitcher is Grant. The losing pitcher is Early Win. And the save goes to Frank Funk. Let me know in the comments how you liked it and if you want to see more. This is Fall Classic Baseball. Thanks for being with me. Have a wonderful evening. So long, everybody.